Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, as we stand on the threshold of Ramadan, we are reminded of the unique opportunity this blessed month brings, a chance to renew our faith, cleanse our hearts, and draw closer to Allah. Ramadan is not merely a period of fasting from food and drink, it is a profound journey of self-discipline, reflection, and transformation. Every day, every moment, and every intention has the power to shape not only our present, but our eternal future. In this lecture, we will explore 6 powerful steps that can prepare our hearts, minds, and souls to truly embrace the blessings of Ramadan. These steps are not just actions to perform, they are keys to unlock spiritual growth, inner peace, and a meaningful connection with Allah. By understanding and applying them, we can transform this Ramadan into a turning point in our lives, a time when our hearts are purified, our intentions are strengthened, and our actions reflect sincerity and devotion. As we prepare for the blessed month of Ramadan, the very first and most crucial step in our journey is renewing our intention. Brothers and sisters, intention is the foundation of all our actions. The Prophet Muhammad said, "Actions are but by intentions, and every man shall have only that which he intended." This means that before we even begin the physical act of fasting, before we start praying more or giving charity, we must turn inward and examine the heart. Why are we doing this? Who are we seeking to please? Without a pure and sincere intention, even the most visible acts of worship lose their weight in the sight of Allah. Renewing your intention is not simply saying, "I will fast this Ramadan." It is far deeper. It is a conscious act of aligning your heart, mind, and soul with the purpose that Allah has commanded us to pursue. It is a recognition that Ramadan is not a routine or a calendar event. It is a sacred opportunity to reconnect with our Creator, to cleanse our hearts of negativity, and to nurture the soul with acts of obedience and love for Allah. Before Ramadan arrives, take a moment to reflect. What is your purpose in this blessed month? Are you merely avoiding food and drink because it is expected? Or are you seeking to transform yourself spiritually? Are you fasting to gain the approval of people? Or are you striving for the pleasure of Allah alone? Brothers and sisters, the true essence of fasting and worship is in sincerity. Every bite you refrain from, every sip you avoid, every temptation you overcome must be a reflection of your devotion to Allah. When intention is renewed, even the smallest act becomes monumental in the eyes of Allah. Renewing your intention also means preparing your heart for sacrifice. Ramadan is not easy, it is a test. It asks of us patience when hunger strikes, resilience when fatigue sets in, and discipline when our desires try to overpower us. But when your intention is pure, these challenges become opportunities. Hunger becomes a reminder of the pain of those less fortunate. Fatigue becomes a symbol of your dedication. Resisting temptation becomes a reflection of your love for Allah and your commitment to your spiritual growth. One of the most powerful ways to renew your intention is through reflection and dua. Sit quietly before Ramadan and ask Allah to purify your heart. Ask Him to make your fasting sincere, your prayers meaningful, and your actions pleasing in His sight. Speak to Allah openly, with humility, acknowledging your weaknesses but seeking His guidance to strengthen your resolve. The heart that begins Ramadan with clarity of purpose and a sincere plea for guidance is a heart that is ready to experience transformation. Another essential aspect of intention is understanding its permanence beyond Ramadan. Many people enter Ramadan with enthusiasm, but by the second week, they may begin to falter because their hearts were not fully aligned with the spiritual purpose. Renewing your intention before Ramadan is not a one-time act, it is a mindset. It is a daily reminder to yourself, I am not just fasting, I am seeking Allah. I am transforming my heart. I am striving to emerge better, closer to my Creator than I was before. This is why preparation is key. Take time to detach from distractions that cloud your focus. Reduce unnecessary indulgences in your daily life. whether it is excessive entertainment, idle conversations, or habits that pull you away from reflection. By creating space in your life and mind, you allow your intention to grow stronger, more present, and more meaningful. When Ramadan begins, your heart should be ready to embrace every prayer, every fast, and every act of kindness with awareness and devotion. Remember, intention is not about perfection, it is about sincerity. Allah knows your heart, He knows your struggles, your weaknesses, and your efforts. Even if you falter, if your heart was sincerely aligned with His pleasure from the beginning, your actions hold tremendous value. The Prophet taught us that even small acts done with pure intention are rewarded beyond measure. This is the power of a renewed heart. So as we approach Ramadan, let this first step be your guiding light. Renew your intention. Make it personal, make it deep, and make it sincere. Let every act you perform in this blessed month be a reflection of this inner purpose. Let your heart be firm, your mind focused, and your soul ready to receive the immense blessings Allah has prepared for those who approach Ramadan with devotion and clarity of intention. When you enter Ramadan with a heart renewed, you are no longer performing rituals out of habit, you are engaging in a sacred journey of transformation. Your fast will be more meaningful, your prayers more heartfelt, and your entire month infused with spiritual vitality. This is the secret that many overlook. Before anything else, before every act of worship, before every charity or extra prayer, it is the heart, purified and aligned with Allah, that determines the magnitude of your reward and the depth of your spiritual growth. Brothers and sisters, let us take this first step together. Let us renew our intention. Let us purify our hearts, and let us enter Ramadan ready to experience a month that will not only change our days but transform our souls. This is the beginning of a journey that will shape not only Ramadan but the rest of our lives. Absolutely. Here's a fully developed second keynote in the same motivational and spiritually engaging style, focusing on spiritual preparation for Ramadan. Spiritual preparation, brothers and sisters, as we step closer to the blessed month of Ramadan, the second vital step on our journey is spiritual preparation. While renewing our intention aligns our hearts with purpose, spiritual preparation equips our souls to receive the full blessings of this sacred month. Ramadan is not simply about abstaining from food, drink, or daily comforts. It is about awakening the heart, elevating the spirit, and strengthening the connection with Allah in ways that go beyond the physical acts of worship. Spiritual preparation begins with self-reflection. Before Ramadan begins, take a moment to honestly evaluate your current state. Where does your heart stand? How connected are you to your Creator? What habits, thoughts, or distractions have slowly dulled your spiritual senses? The Prophet said, "There are two blessings which many people lose, health and free time for doing good." Consider that Ramadan is a time when both are magnified. Your health, your time, your energy can be devoted entirely to good deeds, but only if you prepare your spirit to embrace it fully. One of the key aspects of spiritual preparation is cleansing the heart from negative emotions, such as anger, envy, grudges, and resentment. Carrying these feelings into Ramadan is like planting seeds in soil that has not been watered. No matter how much we fast, pray, or give charity, the growth of our spiritual potential is stunted if our hearts are burdened with bitterness. Use these remaining days before Ramadan to forgive, to let go of past hurts, and to purify your heart. Make dua to Allah to remove the heaviness of negativity and replace it with tranquility, humility, and love. Spiritual preparation also involves reconnecting with the Quran. The Quran is the central guide for our hearts and souls, and Ramadan is described as the month of the Quran. Before the month begins, rekindle your relationship with Allah's words. Reflect on passages, understand their meanings, and make a commitment to not just read the Quran during Ramadan, but to internalize it. Let it guide your thoughts, reshape your intentions, and inspire your actions. A heart prepared for the Quran is a heart ready to be transformed. In addition to reflection and Quranic preparation, we must strengthen our consistency in worship. Ramadan is intense, and while we may feel motivated in the first few days, the true measure is in sustained effort. Begin now to reintroduce acts of worship into your daily routine if they have slipped, whether it is regular prayers, dhikr, or voluntary fasting. Training your soul before Ramadan makes the transition smoother and ensures your worship is focused, sincere, and effective. Spiritual preparat. Ayan is like warming up for a race. Your body and mind must be ready to perform at their best when the time comes. Another critical element of spiritual preparation is humility. Recognize your dependence on Allah in all matters. The fast is not merely a physical discipline. It is a reminder that we are weak without Allah's guidance and mercy. Approach Ramadan with the understanding that every act of worship, no matter how small, is an opportunity to draw near to Him. This humility opens the door to deep spiritual awareness, allowing your heart to experience a level of devotion and presence that ordinary days cannot provide. Brothers and sisters, spiritual preparation also includes planning for practical challenges. Often, our spiritual goals falter because we fail to anticipate obstacles. Consider your schedule, your responsibilities, and the moments when distractions are strongest. Prepare strategies to stay consistent, whether it's setting reminders for prayers, allocating time for Quran reading, or seeking company that inspires you spiritually. Planning does not diminish the sincerity of worship. It enhances it by creating space for devotion and focus in the midst of life's demands. Finally, spiritual preparation is a mindset. It is the awareness that Ramadan is not just a ritual to perform, but a journey of transformation. Approach it with eagerness, reflection, and patience. Picture yourself at the end of the month. How do you want your heart to feel? How do you want your soul to be strengthened? Preparing spiritually means visualizing the transformation and stepping forward with intention, discipline, and hope. When we enter Ramadan after proper spiritual preparat, Ayan, we are not just performing acts of worship, we are living them. Every prayer, every fast, every charity becomes infused with awareness, love, and sincerity. The month becomes not a test to endure, but a blessing to experience fully. A spiritually prepared heart can taste the sweetness of Iman, feel the light of the Quran, and savor the closeness to Allah that Ramadan uniquely provides. So let us dedicate these remaining days to readying our souls. Let us cleanse our hearts, strengthen our connection with the Quran, cultivate humility, and establish consistent worship. Spiritual preparation is the key that allows us to unlock the full potential of Ramadan. With it, every action is elevated, every moment becomes meaningful, and every effort brings us closer to the mercy and pleasure of Allah. Brothers and sisters, renew your hearts and fortify your spirits, for the month of mercy is approaching. When we prepare spiritually, we step into Ramadan not as mere participants, but as travelers on a profound journey of transformation, ready to emerge with hearts purified, souls uplifted, and lives forever changed. Absolutely. Here's the fully developed third keynote in the same motivational style, focusing on mastering self-discipline for Ramadan. Mastering self-discipline. Brothers and sisters, we have renewed our intention, and we have spiritually prepared our hearts. Now, the third step in our journey is mastering self-discipline. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement, and in Ramadan, it is the force that turns our devotion into transformation. Without discipline, even the strongest intentions may waver, and the most sincere acts of worship may lose the consistency. But with self-discipline, we unlock the full potential of this sacred month. Self-discipline in Ramadan is not merely abstaining from food and drink. It is restraint in every aspect of our lives, our speech, our behavior, our thoughts, and our desires. It is the conscious choice to act in accordance with the commands of Allah, even when the temptations of the world call us away. The Prophet said, fasting is a shield. It will protect you from sin and prevent you from wrong behavior. This shield is strengthened when we practice discipline not just physically, but mentally and spiritually. The first aspect of mastering discipline is controlling the self. Our desires are powerful, and they often lead us away from the path of righteousness. Ramadan trains the heart and mind to resist these impulses. Every moment of hunger and thirst becomes a lesson in patience. Every distraction we overcome becomes a victory of the soul. By practicing self-restraint in small ways before Ramadan, we build the inner strength needed to sustain our fasting, prayers, and acts of worship throughout the month. Consistency is the second key to discipline. Ramadan is 30 days of opportunity, and the real reward lies not in sporadic bursts of devotion, but in steady, purposeful effort. Whether it is praying on time, reading the Quran, or giving charity, regularity builds habit, and habit builds transformation. Discipline is cultivated when we commit to doing what is right, not only when it is easy or convenient, but especially when it challenges us. Another crucial element of discipline is managing time wisely. Ramadan is a month of spiritual abundance, but time is limited. Every hour and minute can be used to draw closer to Allah if we plan and act intentionally. Begin by organizing your day. Set aside moments for prayer, Quran, reflection, and charity. Protect your time from unnecessary distractions, because discipline is not just about saying no to temptation. It is also about saying yes to what truly benefits your soul. Mastering self-discipline also extends to controlling our speech and emotions. In Ramadan, we are not only fasting from food, but also from anger, gossip, and harsh words. The Prophet said, "Whoever does not give up false speech and evil actions, Allah is not in need of his leaving food and drink." True discipline involves mastery over our tongues and hearts. Every kind word spoken, every temper restrained, and every negative thought redirected is a victory that strengthens our character and purifies our soul. It is important to remember that discipline is not punishment, it is empowerment. When we discipline ourselves, we gain control over our weaknesses instead of being controlled by them. Every act of restraint, every decision to rise above temptation, every moment we prioritize our spiritual growth over fleeting desires transforms our character. Ramadan is the perfect training ground for this inner mastery because it offers structure, purpose, and divine reward. Brothers and sisters, do not underestimate the power of small, consistent acts of discipline. It may seem difficult to wake up for suhoor, to stay awake for tahajjud, or to resist moments of impatience. But each small victory strengthens the soul and builds momentum for greater achievements. The Prophet did not only teach fasting, he demonstrated a life of discipline, showing us that spiritual success is rooted in control over oneself, guided by the love of Allah. Finally, remember that discipline is a gift to be maintained beyond Ramadan. The self-control you cultivate in this blessed month is not meant to end with it. Let it shape your habits, refine your character, and guide your actions throughout the year. Discipline transforms the ordinary into extraordinary, the mundane into meaningful, and the temporary effort into lasting spiritual growth. Oh, brothers and sisters, let us embrace this third step with determination. Let us train our hearts and minds to be resilient, to resist distractions, and to act consistently in obedience to Allah. Mastering self-discipline is not easy, but it is essential. It is the key that unlocks the power of Ramadan, turning our fasting into purification, our prayers into connection, and our intentions into lasting transformation. By mastering self-discipline, we are not only preparing for Ramadan, we are preparing for a lifetime of spiritual strength and resilience. This month is the perfect opportunity to build a foundation of control over the self, a foundation that will support us long after the last fast is broken and the final prayer of Laylatul Qadr is offered. Brothers and sisters, take this step seriously, commit to it wholeheartedly, and watch as your efforts in self-discipline shape not only your Ramadan, but your entire life. Brothers and sisters, we have renewed our intention, prepared our hearts, and mastered self-discipline. Now, we move to the fourth step, enhancing our worship. Ramadan is not only a test of patience or a month of fasting, it is a unique opportunity to elevate every act of devotion, to bring our hearts closer to Allah, and to transform ordinary worship into extraordinary spiritual experiences. Worship in Ramadan is not measured by quantity alone. It is measured by sincerity, presence, and the depth with which our hearts engage in it. Enhancing worship begins with prayer. Prayer is the cornerstone of our relationship with Allah. And in Ramadan, it becomes a powerful source of guidance, comfort, and purification. Each salah we perform should be deliberate, mindful, and heartfelt. Don't let it be just a routine. Focus on the words you recite, understand their meanings, and connect every movement to your soul. The Prophet said, "The closest a servant comes to his Lord is when he is prostrating, so increase your supplications in prostration." Let your prayers be the moments when your heart opens completely to Allah, pouring out your hopes, fears, gratitude, and devotion. Another way to enhance worship is through the Quran. Ramadan is the month in which the Quran was revealed, a guide, a mercy, and a source of healing for our hearts. Don't simply read it, immerse yourself in it. Reflect on its verses, let its words penetrate your heart, and allow it to change your perspective, your intentions, and your actions. Even a few verses daily, recited with presence and contemplation, can have a transformative effect on your soul. The Quran is not just a book to be read, it is a companion, a mentor, and a source of light for every step of your journey. Supplication or dua is also central to enhancing worship. Ramadan is a month when Allah's mercy is abundant and our prayers are answered more readily. Approach dua with humility and certainty. Speak to Allah as your closest friend, sharing your struggles, your desires, and your gratitude. Let every act of worship lead naturally to supplication. In this way, your devotion becomes dynamic, a conversation between your heart and your Creator, rather than a set of formal actions. Charity and acts of kindness are also forms of worship that can be enhanced in Ramadan. Every gesture of generosity, every smile, and every act of service to others carries immense reward when performed sincerely. The Prophet said, "The best of people are those who are most beneficial to people." Let your fasting not only cleanse your soul, but also your community. Reach out, help others, and transform your worship into action that uplifts both your spirit and those around you. Enhancing worship also means elevating your mindfulness and presence in every act. Avoid performing worship mechanically or distractedly. Whether it is salah, Quran recitation, dhikr, or even acts of kindness, approach them with awareness, reflection, and sincerity. Ask yourself, am I truly focused? Am I present in this moment? Am I seeking Allah's pleasure in every movement and every word? Mindful worship transforms routine into ritual, and ritual into a deeply spiritual experience. Consistency is another key element. One night of devotion may inspire the soul, but sustained effort transforms the heart. Make worship a part of your daily rhythm in Ramadan. Even small, consistent acts, reciting a few verses of the Quran, offering extra prayers, making dua, compound to produce profound spiritual growth. The Prophet taught us that the most beloved deeds to Allah are those performed consistently, even if small. Let this guide your approach, daily mindful worship over fleeting intensity. Finally, enhancing worship is about quality over quantity. Ramadan provides ample opportunity for lengthy prayers, recitation, and charity, but what truly matters is the connection of the heart to Allah. A single prayer offered with deep presence, humility, and love is more rewarding than many performed superficially. Seek to connect, to feel, and to transform your inner state with every act of devotion. This is the secret of truly enhancing worship. making every action count in the sight of Allah. Brothers and sisters, let us dedicate ourselves to this fourth step with commitment and sincerity. Let our prayers, Quran recitations, supplications, and acts of kindness resonate with presence, awareness, and devotion. Let every act of worship in Ramadan become a step closer to Allah, a purification of the heart, and a transformation of the soul. When we enhance our worship, we elevate Ramadan from a month of obligation to a month of opportunity, from a test of endurance to a journey of love, from routine rituals to a deeply spiritual experience. This is the power of conscious, mindful devotion, the kind that transforms hearts and changes lives. Brothers and sisters, embrace this step wholeheartedly. Let your worship shine not only in actions but in the very state of your heart. This Ramadan, let every prayer, every verse, and every act of kindness draw you closer to Allah and allow your soul to soar in devotion and spiritual fulfillment. Brothers and sisters, as we move deeper into our journey of preparing for Ramadan, we arrive at the fifth step, acts of compassion. Ramadan is not only a time of fasting, prayer, and spiritual reflection, it is also a month that calls us to open our hearts, to extend mercy, and to reach out to others in love and kindness. True devotion to Allah is inseparable from concern for His creation. Our faith is reflected not only in our rituals but also in our actions toward those around us. Acts of compassion begin with empathy. Fasting allows us to feel the hunger, thirst, and struggle of those less fortunate. When we experience these feelings ourselves, our hearts become more tender and sensitive to the pain of others. Ramadan is a reminder that our blessings are not solely for ourselves. They are meant to inspire generosity, humility, and care. Let this awareness guide you. Every fast is not just for your soul, but a mirror reflecting the needs of others. Hers, charity, or sadaqah, is the most direct expression of compassion in Ramadan. The Prophet said, "The best charity is that given in Ramadan." It is a month where the reward for giving multiplies, and even small acts of generosity can carry immense impact. Giving does not always mean wealth. It can be a smile, a helping hand, guidance to someone in need, or comforting words to the lonely. Every act of kindness performed sincerely reaches hearts and transforms lives. Let us approach Ramadan as a season of giving, of selflessness, and of care for our community. Compassion is also about patience and understanding in our interactions with others. During Ramadan, emotions can run high due to hunger or fatigue, but the truly compassionate person remains gentle, forgiving, and mindful of others' feelings. Controlling anger, responding with kindness, and listening attentively are all forms of worship that reflect the heart of Ramadan. A simple gesture of patience or a kind word can heal wounds, strengthen relationships, and multiply your reward in ways you may never realize. Acts of compassion extend beyond immediate circles. Reach out to neighbors, the elderly, the sick, or those struggling in your community. Ramadan provides a unique opportunity to connect, to serve, and to embody mercy. Even if your effort seems small, remember the words of the Prophet. Do not belittle any good deed, even if it is meeting your brother with a cheerful face. Every smile, every greeting, every act of assistance is a seed of compassion that grows into spiritual reward and societal goodness. Another profound way to practice compassion is through forgiveness. Ramadan is a month of mercy, and it is a perfect time to let go of grudges, to repair broken relationships, and to seek reconciliation. Holding on to anger or resentment weighs heavily on the soul and diminishes the blessings of the month. By forgiving, we not only free ourselves but also embody the mercy of Allah in our interactions with others. Compassion, in this sense, becomes an active force that transforms both hearts, the giver and the recipient. Moreover, acts of compassion are a reflection of sincere intention. They are not performed for recognition or praise, but for the pleasure of Allah alone. True compassion comes from a heart purified by faith, a heart that sees the needs of others as a reflection of Allah's command to care, love, and serve. Every act, no matter how small, is magnified in Ramadan when performed with sincerity. Brothers and sisters, let us not underestimate the power of compassion. In a world often filled with distraction, self-interest, and isolation, Ramadan calls us to remember others, to connect, and to serve. Acts of compassion transform the month from a personal spiritual journey into a communal, life-changing experience. They ensure that our worship is not just an individual pursuit, but a blessing that spreads to those around us. This Ramadan, let us pledge to embrace compassion in every form. Through charity, forgiveness, patience, kindness, and service, let every act of generosity, no matter how small, be an expression of our devotion to Allah. Let our hearts be open, our hands extended, and our souls alive with empathy. Acts of compassion are the bridge between our spiritual growth and the betterment of the world around us. When we cultivate compassion, we not only purify our own hearts, but also illuminate the lives of others. Ramadan becomes a month where mercy flows freely, hearts are healed, and communities are strengthened. Our devotion is measured not only by our fasting and prayers, but by the kindness, generosity, and love we show to others. Brothers and sisters, make compassion your guiding principle in this blessed month. Let every action be an opportunity to reflect the mercy of Allah, to uplift those around you, and to transform your own soul. This is the essence of Ramadan: mercy, empathy, and love in action, bringing reward in this life and the next. Brothers and sisters, we have walked together through the 6 powerful steps to prepare our hearts for Ramadan. We have renewed our intention, prepared spiritually, mastered self-discipline, enhanced our worship, and embraced acts of compassion. Now we arrive at the 6th and final step, reflecting and sustaining change. This step is essential because Ramadan is not merely a month to endure or a series of rituals to perform. It is an opportunity for transformation, a chance to emerge as a better, purer, and spiritually stronger version of ourselves. Reflection begins with awareness. As we progress through Ramadan, take moments each day to pause and evaluate your journey. Ask yourself, how have my intentions guided my actions? Has my worship been sincere? Have I treated others with compassion and kindness? Reflection is not meant to induce guilt, but to cultivate understanding of ourselves, our habits, and our connection with Allah. Through reflection, we gain insight into our strengths and weaknesses, allowing us to grow and align more closely with the path of righteousness. Sustaining change is where the true challenge lies. Many begin Ramadan with enthusiasm, yet as the month progresses or concludes, old habits resurface and the transformation achieved can fade. The key to lasting change is intentionality, carrying the lessons, the discipline, and the devotion learned in Ramadan into everyday life. Just as we train our bodies and minds during the month, we must train our hearts to continue in faith, humility, and devotion long after Ramadan ends. One way to sustain change is through consistent reflection and goal setting. After each day, identify moments where you excelled and areas where improvement is needed. Set clear, achievable goals to maintain spiritual practices, regular prayers, Quran recitation, dhikr, and acts of kindness. Let Ramadan serve as a blueprint for the rest of the year, a guide that shows what is possible when intention, discipline, and devotion are aligned. Small, deliberate steps over time will ensure that the spiritual growth achieved is not temporary, but permanent. Another essential aspect is community. Surround yourself with individuals who inspire you, remind you of Allah, and encourage you to maintain the habits cultivated during Ramadan. Just as the Prophet emphasized the importance of brotherhood and companionship in faith, sustaining change requires support, accountability, and encouragement. Share your experiences, uplift each other, and create an environment where continued growth is nurtured. Reflection also means gratitude. Take time to appreciate the blessings, mercy, and guidance of Allah throughout Ramadan. Gratitude anchors the heart, reminding us of the progress we have made and the purpose of our journey. A grateful heart is a disciplined heart, a heart that recognizes the value of each moment, each act of worship, and each opportunity to serve and grow. Sustaining change involves integrating the spiritual lessons of Ramadan into daily life. Let your fasting inspire moderation and mindfulness in eating. Your prayers deepen your connection with Allah throughout the year. Your charity and compassion guide your interactions with others, and your self-discipline shape your decisions and actions. Ramadan is a template for living a life of faith, purpose, and spiritual awareness. By carrying its lessons forward, we ensure that the month's blessings ripple through every day of our lives. Finally, reflection and sustaining change require patience. Transformation is not instantaneous. The habits, mindset, and inner strength cultivated in Ramadan may take time to fully embed in our lives. But with persistence, intention, and reliance on Allah, the seeds planted in this blessed month will grow into enduring spiritual fruits. Every small effort, every sincere action, every moment of mindfulness contributes to the long-term renewal of your heart and soul. Brothers and sisters, let this final step be our guide. Reflect daily, celebrate your growth, learn from your challenges, and commit to sustaining the positive changes Ramadan has inspired. Let this month be more than a ritual. It must become a turning point, a source of lasting spiritual strength, and a beacon of guidance for the months and years ahead. When we reflect and sustain change, Ramadan becomes not just a season but a lifestyle. It transforms our hearts, shapes our character, and elevates our relationship with Allah. It ensures that the spiritual journey we began does not end with the last day of fasting, but continues as a lifelong pursuit of growth, mercy, and devotion. Brothers and sisters, embrace this sixth step with determination and hope. Let your reflection guide you. Let your actions be sustained, and let the blessings of Ramadan continue to illuminate your life long after the crescent moon has passed. This is the ultimate goal of Ramadan, transformation that lasts, a heart that remains pure, and a life that reflects the mercy, guidance, and love of Allah in every moment.